right, we gotta do a quick trade recap Friday, NFP. Let's get into it. Really good price action this week, surprisingly. Um, but I need to go over some shit because your boy low key sold. Um, I'll go over it in a second. But coming into the day, um, 9:30 open, made an SMT with data lows. And if you want to look at the range that we were in today, just looking at this. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, so we dropped that many points. We have previously low, Asia low, London low right here. And we have these imbalances to the left of us. So really not the best spot to be in, but we're gonna see what price gives us today. So yeah, market open. We had this SMT at data lows, and then we started getting displacement out of it. Um, yeah. So what I wanted to see was this fair value gap to get touched. Um, yeah, I wanted to get touched pretty hard. So was trying to see if we got displacement towards that, right? So now ES is the weaker pair, so we'd be looking to, trade there. Um, I want to see how we reacted from this high too. So we came up, we swept it on both pairs. Um, Now this is what my mentor took. So we tapped into this right here, right? If you look in the 5 minute, um, on the 5 minute time frame, that is a 5 minute fair value gap right here. Let me just move it up. It's also a 15-minute fair value gap. Just look at, right? So you have that 5 minute fair value gap that we tapped right into right here. And then we got displacement out of it. It came back down. And now this opened up a 15-minute, right? Um, and we still want to be trading on ES because ES is the stronger pair for bullishness, right? So we almost get a tap into it, but then we get this inverse fair value gap right here. This is where my mentor took it. For me personally, I don't think I would have enough confidence to take that. But was a good trade. If I do see this in the future, I would take it probably lower size. If I do see us, about to tap into fair value gap and then get an inverse fair value gap. Um, yeah, so we end up displacing to that high, right? And then this is where we get a little bit more price action, right? So looking on the 15-minute time frame, if you want to look to the left of us, we hit that gap I was aiming for, and then we came up to this breaker block right here because we have this high, low, higher high, lower low. So this is definitely an area I expect us to reject from, short term at least, just to retrace. Um, and breaker blocks are a pretty good spot to see some retracement. Oh my God. Um, so yeah, looking on the 1 minute, right? We get this inverse for value gap right here. That could be your first entry. Or this right here. Just because ES hit it and NQ didn't, I would take it probably on ES. This is a good inverse, but you want to see, maybe like a tap into a some sort of 5 minute gap or something like that. We don't get that. But what we do get is looking on both of these, right? Is since we got no entry, whatever, going to the downside, but we have this 5 minute gap right here that we want to see filled. We fill it and then we get this signature of price. So BPR right here. 5 minute gap gets inverse right there. That could be your entry in itself. Um Not the best RR, but you put your stops below there and take profit right here. It's like 1 to 2. Now I wanted to get better RR on this trade, so I'm gonna just get rid of this because we know we're in a 5 minute gap, right? We know that already. And this just got inversed, right? Now I wanna show what price looked like when we were inversing it, right? We all these gaps right here, literally no rejection out of it whatsoever. So these basically are your inverse value gaps, and you want to see price trade into it and then reject out of it basically. Um, what it also is if you look uh on the 1 minute, right? We came into this imbalance, right? We got rejection. We get a market structure shift. Keep in mind we are in a macro too. Market structure shift, big for value gap. Inverse all of these, 5 minute inverse. So for me personally, if I were going to take this, I would want to see the retracement. right? And this one I don't need to see a reaction out of because I'm already expecting this fair value gap to hold because we got the 5 minute inverse. So stops below this fair value gap because I'm expecting this fair value gap to support price. Put it 19 points, take profit right here. This was a trade I was in. Now, so what happened, right, is I'm on my 100K funded account and I got a free reset because I renewed the account or something. And, I wasn't taking enough trades really, and I was pretty confident in this trade. This looked like a pretty A plus trade to me. So I was like, okay, I'll size very heavy. I put on the max risk, right? Because I just want to see if the trade hit, and if it didn't, then I would just reset the account, whatever. These ticks right here, that put me to my max drawdown. And that that is literally what blew my account. My trade idea was 100% right. I was literally just in too much. And when it hit that 2.5K draw, or I really only had 1.5K left in the drawdown. So when it hit that 1.5K right here, blew my account. Literally by a couple ticks. And then it went right to my take profit. So am I mad? I'll be honest. Yes, I am 100% mad because that would have passed my account right there. Um, you could say the past 2 days have been just unfortunate. Really, it's execution wise. My executions have been terrible. My trade ideas are right. Psychology is right. It's literally just my execution that needs solving. Number one, just never full port, bro. Like, even though I was 100% confident this was going there, bro, don't do it because then it stops you on like some stupid shit. Just don't do that. I already knew that, but like just because I had the reset, I'm fine with it. I did get a new account, whatever. I'm up like 150 on it or something, so basically break even. Um, and next week is election, so I'm taking it very slow. But yeah, we got that. We like it was too clean. Even on looking on the 5 minute, bro, we had this 5 minute gap. After the inverse, we tapped right into it and went like it is such a clean setup right there. Um, Yeah, I only expected that breaker block that we hit on ES. I only expected that to rebalance price. I didn't think we would go all the way down here. So when I saw that inverse right there, that is a beautiful price signature just to enter off of right there. But since there was that fair value gap down there, I got an entry like closer to that. And yeah, just much better overall. Um, what else? We even came into this 5 minute gap before we swept. I want to see if there's an entry there that I could have gotten on. Yeah, no inverse, but what do we get? A change in the state of delivery. Enter at the change in the state. Stops below this fair value gap. Nope. Stops below this fair value gap. Right here. The profit right there. And I'm not gonna lie, I usually hold it a couple ticks after, so in like 1.5. Beautiful trade. Like honestly, I probably could have put it like here because with this order block and this fair value gap, that should hold price enough. So that changed it from 1.5 to a 2.5. So really good price action right here. I will be going over this on the weekend. But it just comes down to my executions. My executions suck. That is literally the reason why I'm not profitable. I have the right trade ideas. Even in like the terrible situation we're in, I was still able to take advantage of that. But was I? No, because my executions are fucking terrible. So I gotta fix that shit. Um, Let me look on the 5 minute. I want to see if there was any other trade. Huh. Not looking like there was many more opportunities that day. This day, I mean. You have an SMT at these highs, right? ES is the weaker pair. I do see a trade setup I could have taken. Yeah, so you have this 5 minute gap right there. You are inside of this 5 minute gap though, but with that 5 minute gap and we close below this gap, you can consider that done. You don't really need to. So when we retrace back up into here, you expect us to come to the next sell side level, which would be this level right here. Dropping down in 1 minute. Let's see where my entry would have been. Okay. Well, number one, this price action kind of sucks. Yeah, it would have been right off of this 1 minute gap right here, this flip right here. That was a beautiful flip. Stops at the high, take profit at the low. And I'll be completely honest, I would have been broken even. I would have gotten breaking even right here. When I saw these two displacement candles, I would not expect prices to come back really. It did, and it's a shame. But yeah, it would have gone broken even, but it would have been a 4 hour trade right there. And this just comes to show like I know everything I need to do to become profitable, and I'm not executing properly. And this weekend, I plan on going in depth on exactly how I can fix it. It's really just paying close attention and not missing, like paying close attention to both pairs, staying on the 1 minute to look for 1 minute inverses, which is a good price signature to, get into a trade. Um, and also paying attention to Uh, actually, I think that's it. Really, those two. Because the reason why I lost on Wednesday was because it was just unlucky. That was a perfect trade in itself. Got in the perfect time. Thursday, I got in late and I went break even too early. And then today, a size too heavy. Um, and Yeah. And like also even if I didn't even if I wasn't sure that this fair value gap would hold, which like I'm pretty confident it was, this inverse would have been another entry I could have taken. Inverse. Inverse. You expect that to hold. There's a fair value gap, so you put stop below the fair value gap, take profit 2.5. Like, come on. Come on. I could even add it onto my position right there, right? Could have gone like right here, right? Whatever, inverse that gap, still would have gone like right here. Let's say I doubled my position, right? Double my position, double right there, stops right here. Same, maybe even less of a loss, double position size, 4R, right? Now instead of that, I am double, and so it's like, yeah, I would have been. It would have been a really, really profitable trade. Let me just say that. Um, but yeah, I sold. That's really it. Um, this candle kind of would have tripped me out a little bit. I would have gotten a little nervous, especially if uh, yeah, especially if it was right there. Um, but really, I think I just gotta start not going break even, and just letting things play out because usually it does come back to the break even spots, which are usually like the inverse value gaps. So, um, I might just set it and forget it type thing. But I need to go to class now, and yeah, I'll go over more on the weekend about this stuff and really go in depth. And yeah, looking forward to next week. Hopefully, election week isn't terrible. Yep.